2 million hits on YouTube. 2 million.
Film at 11.
Two million hits. Good job. All of our videos combined have about 1/16 the amount of hits of the videos of people shoving fireworks in their butt. So we are taking over the web.
One need only use a public restroom to see the downfall of society. You need not look at YouTube hit counts.
We had a long conversation about this. All right, let's start off with a new segment that we're going to call, I don't know, I haven't have a name for it.
10 seconds of insanity.
10 seconds of insanity. The first 10-second article. Google. That's really all I have time to say. I'm pretty bad at framing things in 10 seconds.
Okay,
What is Google doing with fiber? Well, Google only has $500 million invested into this. If they're going to invest in the entire country, they'll run out of money. What are they really doing here? They want the ISPs to get off their ass, and they want to improve the infrastructure for the entire country, because if the internet improves, broadband improves, their revenue will go up because they're an internet company. They're not an ISP. They don't want to be an ISP. That's what they're really doing. That's the secret here. They're trying to promote competition. Right?
Said.
Yes. Moving right along here. I Am Alive. A game that was going to be on Xbox Live and
It's
PlayStation.
already on Xbox Live and PlayStation.
It is?
Yes.
Well, I really wanted to play this game. Well, sure enough, it's coming to PC. Very happy about that. Into that one. Looks really cool. Post-apocalyptic. Some zombies in there. There's Microsoft Surface street art appearing all over New York. I wonder who is doing that. Guerrilla marketing?
They couldn't totally be fans of the product. That's impossible.
Yeah, they're out there like just drawing graffiti everywhere. You know, we've had a couple of videos go viral lately. One of them was ranting about Apple, and that was justly justified. Also, the other video was ranting about the new UI in Windows 8. People are freaking out over this. Well, there's a lot to be said for what we said. In fact, some of the things that we said have been reflected by someone who invented the freaking UI. Someone from Park, P-A-R-C, not P-A-R-K. That's where you go play with your kids and your dog. This is where you go play with your mind, where they invented, the mouse. Xerox PARC. You guys know what I'm talking about yet? Palo Alto Research Center? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you should go watch videos of people shoving fireworks in their butt. Anyway, one of the original designers of the UI, inventor of the UI, that is. What's her name? I can't find it.
She did a really good job of explaining why we were irritated with Windows 8.
Yeah, Raluca Budia. I can't even say her name. Do you know how to say her name?
No, I don't.
Raluca Budia.
We'll send you a link to the article. But basically, the gist of it is that Windows 8 is a cognitive burden. And one of the things that's a cognitive burden about it is context switching. Like psychologically, when you walk through a door and you forget what you were doing, it's because your brain has switched context because you walked through a door. And she's saying that they made, mistake number one with their UI, which is when you bring up the start menu, it washes away anything that your brain can latch onto to use for context. And that's why it's weird and like you sort of forget what you needed.
Right, you're basically running from the living room to the veranda and saying, "Why have I got this bottle of wine and where are my keys?" So that's exactly what's happening with Windows 8. Every time you open up a new window, where'd this wine come from and where are my keys? This is their new logo, by the way. After 25 years, they've come up with 4 squares, no gradients. And that's it.
At least Apple won't sue them for having rounded corners.
Exactly. I actually love the fact they don't have rounded corners. I cannot believe that it's just 4 squares, though. I mean, simplicity, that's cool. Minimalism, that's cool. But really, it's just 4 squares? That's it?
I'm not really sure that the lipstick's going to make it any better. Huh.
I'm just going to leave this on the screen for a second.
Wow. Interesting.
That's the kids section of AOL, by the way. Kids only. AOL Kids right there. All right, now let's talk about some activism, legal policy. I'm a little bit out of it today, guys. I've been editing this Build a PC video for a lot lately. So, and there's a big contest coming up. We're going to give away a gaming PC, but there's a new meta segment at the end of the broadcast, so we'll save it all for then. So, of course, those bills, SOPA, PIPA, they all showed up, and the internet, rose up and slew them. And it's, there's the new CAT, whatever the hell it is, the new Internet Freedom League or Internet Protection League, that showed up online. And some of the guys from Reddit were like, guys, it's not enough just to rise up and slay all these bills that always happen. Let's get out there and let's campaign. So Alexis Ohanian and some of the guys from Reddit are getting a bus and they're traveling across the middle of the country. The goal here is to talk to the technological people and the different tech companies that are in the middle of the country that are making an impact and doing really cool things with technology, because typically it's always this, the tech companies on the coast, like New York, San Francisco. You hear about different things, but usually on the coast. So they're really wanting to get to the heart of this thing, meet some of those people. I'll let them tell their stories, and they're going to be traveling across the country, ending right here in Danville, Kentucky, which is right next door. I'll run over there and say hi to those guys. Take my camera if I can, see if I can get an interview with any of those guys. But they're just going to have a big bus, and it's going to say the internet, where it would normally say, like, the president's name or whatever. So it's like the internet for president. Do you guys get it? They're out there campaigning for freedom on the internet.
That would be nice.
It's kind of cool. So they're taking the fight to them. I'm going to recommend something, and then I'm going to move on. There's a filmmaker, and she's also, she's a documentary filmmaker. She's a journalist. Her name is Laura Poitras, and she made like a documentary about the Iraq War a while back, and of course, that pissed off everybody in the government, and every time she flies, she's on like a no-fly list, and they harass her, and et cetera, et cetera. So she's just released a new documentary called The Program, and I highly suggest you guys take a look at it. She's talked to Mr. Binney, who used to be someone who worked with the National Security Agency. So he was inside the NSA, he was a whistleblower, and he was more than happy to talk to her because he's sick of the way things are going. He's sick of the way everyone's always monitoring us. So check that out. It's pretty interesting and also pretty alarming.
Yeah, I hope you guys have been paying attention to the news articles about all this kind of stuff. The domestic spying programs, not just this NSA program, but also the other stuff. Anonymous is up in arms about all the domestic spying.
That terrorist organization, Anonymous?
Yeah.
Those guys have beards. I have beards.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's not good.
Uh-oh. I didn't realize I had a beard. Ooh. Well, California's taking a step in the right direction. Their state has released some new legislation called the Location Privacy Act. Now, this comes right after some judge, I forget which case it was. I should have written it down, but I apologize that I did not. Some judge ruled that it was okay to monitor someone's location using their cell, even if their GPS is turned off. You can use the cell towers to track where the hell they are. The judge is like, no, it's totally cool to monitor them even without a warrant. That's kind of stalkerish, but they're totally allowed to do it. Not in California anymore. You have to have a warrant. The EFF backed this, NAACP or the ACLU backed this. So I almost said NAACP.
That would be really weird.
The ACLU backed this, so that's pretty cool. Let's get into a little bit of science right now. Hyperspectral photography. It's been around for a little while, but they've got some new applications that allow you to look into the past, find out who has held a certain document. Because you can look at his fingerprints from hundreds of years ago. Crazy stuff like that. What it does is it captures about 12 different wavelengths of light, and it just basically captures anything that reflects from all those different wavelengths, and then it translates it into something that you can see. So if there's fingerprints on that, and they're from a long time ago, and maybe our naked eyes can't see them, well, this can see them. So that's pretty cool. Bananas. The thing about bananas is that they're amazing, right? Everybody loves a banana, especially you out there eating one right now. There's gonna be one kid that's eating a banana who's gonna be like in mid-bite, like.
That's happened a number of times.
Every time I say that, I'm like, dude, enjoy a popsicle. The guy's like, on his keyboard, like, oh hell, no, I'm putting this popsicle down. Then it melts and his keyboard dies.
We see you through your monitor.
So anyway, bananas, they're only ripe for like 10 minutes, right? They're like green, and then you eat them, and you're like, oh, this is too green. Ugh. Then 10 minutes after that, you eat them, and you're like, oh, this is nasty. It's all ripe and mushy. But in the middle there was like 5 seconds where if you picked it up and peeled it and shoved it in your mouth, it'd be a beautiful experience. Well, scientists want to make that window a little bit larger. The reason bananas ripen so fast is they take in oxygen all the time. So they're always breathing almost. It's like they're breathing. And they also release
ethylene.
Ethylene, right. And the ethylene makes the other bananas around them happy. So they all ripen together like, oh, we're getting so ripe, guys. This is great. And then you eat it and you hate it. Anyway.
Also, there's bacteria on the skin that speeds up the decomp process.
Right. So what are they going to do to make these bananas last longer? Well, they've taken a hydrogel that's made from chitosan, or it's called made of chitosan. They pull that from crustacean shells and they spray it on the bananas, kills the bacteria, makes the bananas breathe a little bit less, the window's longer, and you can enjoy your banana. Science is cool. So some guys at Yale University, Nico, is a robot that they developed there. and they are trying to make him the first robot to be able to recognize himself in a mirror. They've already written some software that will allow him to recognize his arm. But what they're trying to do with this robot is program him so that he looks into the mirror and realizes he's not seeing, another world. He's seeing a reflection of the world that's behind him. Just like, when you look into a mirror, you realize that, stuff behind you. Primates can do this. They can recognize themselves in a mirror. Dolphins, elephants, infants cannot recognize themselves in a mirror until they're 18 months old because we are stupid as children. We're pretty stupid.
Technically,
when
we're popped out a lot younger than we should be because, the whole
Yeah,
walking
really
upright thing plus the giant brain thing.
Yeah.
So
some animals, they pop out and they land on like another animal and eat it. But this is going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to see how the test turns out. So we'll just have to see. Justin Hart is one of the guys at Yale working on the software. So more power to you, dude. If you can make this robot, have a moment of self-recognition, that would be amazing. I'm not sure. I wonder what that software looks like. I bet you'd like to take a look at that code, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's probably pretty insane. I mean, the labs I've always kept an eye on are the labs at CMU and the MIT Media Lab. Media Lab was working on a project called COG a few years ago, and it was damn impressive.
If you have AT&T, dump them. If you do not have AT&T, do not get them. AT&T has an unlimited service, but they are blocking FaceTime. FaceTime is Apple's app if you want to do like video chat and whatnot. And the reason they're blocking FaceTime is because, they say, we've got total control over this, and we're going to tell you guys, we're going to be very transparent about the fact that we're going to block FaceTime, not for everybody, but for somebody, because of bandwidth constraint issues. So they're giving you guys free, everything, but they're blocking FaceTime. Here's the funny thing is, they're not blocking video chat. If you want to download another program to do your video chat, that's totally fine. They're specifically blocking FaceTime because, and I quote from one of their higher up guys, I think the senior vice president or something, he said that people are too lazy to go out and download an app, and the general users will just use FaceTime, and if it doesn't work, they're not going to go and try to download anything else. So they found that by blocking that, they're able to save lots and lots of bandwidth.
Yeah, this is actually against the rules the FCC laid down for them. The FCC said that, because of net neutrality, they can't throttle certain apps but allow others. But AT&T has said, well, we don't have a competing video chat app. But the FCC rule actually says service. And so you could say that because video chat can be used for voice chat, the voice chat on the phone is a competing service. But AT&T is like, no, that's not how we're going to interpret it. So it really just shows you that, these people are basically sociopathic. They have no respect for the truth at all.
So don't get AT&T at all. That's an order. Let's talk about some hardware. Been playing around with some GTX 680s. We'll have a review on those very near future. I'm not allowed to say soon. Every time I say soon, you yell at me and you're like, you always say soon and it's never soon. It's like a month. It won't be a month on the GTX 680s. This is the 4GB version. I've been overclocking this. I hit 1300 megahertz last night. The stock clock is 1009 megahertz. I hit 1300 megahertz and played Skyrim for a while last night. Slayed a dragon at 1300 megahertz.
That's really kind of insane.
It went from about 85 frames per second to in between 95 and 100 frames per second. So,
yeah, we need that.
It's very nice. Well, anyway, that's really fast. The 7970 is stupid fast right now. And Power Color has been hinting that they may be releasing a 7990, which was the 7970 X2. So it's two 7970s. 7970 right now is currently the fastest single GPU card. Two of them on the same PCB. It looks like it's going to take up 3 slots inside your machine. So you have to pull out 3 brackets for this monster. But, I really don't have any idea how fast it's going to be. And I really don't think it's going to be that good. But, Power Color probably could prove me wrong if they sent me one of these monsters. I'll take a look at it, and I'll give it a fair assessment. But until I have my hands on it, Power Color, I'll have no idea how good that is. Let's talk about gaming. PC gaming, indie gaming. How about indie gaming? I want you guys to take a look at this picture. It's from an upcoming W Magazine editorial. Just get a load of that picture there. See everything? Now I'm going to scroll down just a little bit. Take a look at this picture from a 2008 indie video game. A lot of you guys have played this.
I was incorrect. I think it was released 2009, but regardless, several years ago.
Several years ago. The Path. And a lot of people talk about this on the forum. It's kind of a creepy game. Red Riding Hood, weird. I don't know. But that's freaky. The reason I'm bringing this up is, well, a lot of the video game generation is growing up, and there's people that play video games, they get inspiration for video games, And I think a lot of people may be ashamed about it. Like, this is the fashion world here. They don't want to tell people they're getting their inspiration from video games. So far, we've seen no citation of the video game. It's freaking identical, and nobody's saying anything. So we'll see in W Magazine when it comes out if they credit, they better credit the path. But right now on the internet, everywhere we're finding this picture, no one is mentioning the path. What happens if you try to remake Mario Brothers on an Atari 2600? Why would somebody do this? That's ridiculous.
Someone had a very large amount of free time because that's a pretty complicated undertaking.
Yeah, well, the guy's name is Sprybug, and he's a member of the Atari Age group. I guess they just still program for the Atari 2600. Why not? If you have the time. Anyway, take a look at this. Yeah. I can't believe this is running on an Atari.
That's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Now what we need to do is get a programmable ROM cartridge, put that on a ROM cartridge, and play it on a real Atari 2600. Maybe in the waiting room.
I'll leave the link up so you guys can take a look at it. Have you guys heard of Unity? If you're an indie developer or someone who's into indie games, you've probably heard of Unity. They're using it for a lot of the indie games that you play, and well, it's really cool. Anyway, Unity 3, not Unity 3.
4.
Unity 4 has just released sort of a launch trailer. It's hilarious. I'll play some of it now, but it gets absolutely ridiculous. You know, we got Unreal. They're releasing all these like epic fire and lava and demons, and then you've got like, you know, Crysis with like machine guns and explosions, and then this trailer is just silly. Some people are saying that the graphics rival the Unreal Engine 4 and the CryEngine 3. So I'm not going to play the entire thing. I'll leave the link there. It gets absolutely ridiculous. I found myself like laughing and saying WTF a lot. 16-bit version of Borderlands. I'll put a link to that up. The company's website, they did a demake of their game, and everyone is saying it's really, really fun. I haven't played it yet, but it's like a 16-bit browser-based shooter. I guess I could play it right now, but I don't have time. I got stuff to do. All right, now for the meta segment, guys. We've been getting a lot of donations in chip-in because you guys are freaking awesome. And what we're going to do with that money, of course, is we're going to put some into the website, and then we're going to get some products, do some reviews, maybe some build videos, and then I'm going to give those products back to you. But right now, I'm not sure what to get because there's not a lot of new stuff coming out. Maybe one of those 7990s. Who knows? That might be an idea. Let me know what you guys want. Inbox at techsandticket.com, or better yet, go over to the forum, and we'll start a forum topic over there, and you all can just chime in. I've had a couple ideas here. There's, you know, CPUs, GPUs, and motherboards. If there's anything really new coming out, let me know that we should do a review on it. The 1090FX motherboard is coming out from AMD, and that's said to improve the speed of the 8-core AMD CPUs by 10 to 15, maybe even 20%. Also, another idea I had, maybe we can get like a micro ATX gaming rig, put it in one of the Phoenix Prodigy cases. That would be kind of cool. And then benchmark it, show how much it cost, and then compare it to some consoles as far as the price to performance ratio, and then I'll give it away to you guys. Let me know if you like that idea. I don't know. Yep. That's pretty much all I do. I don't really get any work done these days. I just watch this because I'm, I don't know. Shouldn't it be going faster than that?
Yeah, we need more people. Share.
Yeah, share this stuff.
Rate, share, and subscribe. Is that your thing?
I said that and someone's like, man, that's so old school. Does it not apply? Yeah. All right, let me know stuff. Inbox at techsandticket.com. I'm going to go back and do other things. I've got like 100 videos edited for you guys, so there'll be a lot of content coming soon.
Congratulations on 2 million channel views and 20,000 subscribers.
Congratulations to you guys for making things awesome.